Welcome to Beyond a Happy Marriage. I'm Arcadius.
And I'm Monika.
If you are striving for something deeper than just a happy marriage,
if you want a relationship that's truly transformative, that leads to intentional living,
then this podcast is for you.
We are absolutely delighted to bring our conversations to English-speaking couples around the world.
Here is something that might sound strange. The weeks leading up to Christmas, the most sacred season in our Catholic calendar, have become the most stressful time of year for marriages and families. I'm Dr. Monika Dowejko, and as a scientist in reproductive endocrinology, mother of 2 boys, and someone who has navigated 18 years of marriage, I've watched this pattern repeat itself every December. The shops are screaming at us to buy more. The schools are demanding Christmas concerts attendance. The family WhatsApp groups are debating who's hosting which meal. And somewhere in all that noise, we've lost the entire point of Advent. But here is what fascinates me from a scientific perspective. Your body already knows what this season should be about. Your hormones, your circadian rhythms, even your menstrual cycle, if you're still cycling, they all tell you to slow down, turn inward, and wait in darkness. Yet we're doing the exact opposite. Today, I want to talk about the business of Advent versus the blessing of Advent. And I want to share something that might surprise you. How understanding your luteal phase during these darker months can actually help you reclaim the peace this season is meant to bring. Let me be honest about what December looks like in our village home. We have 2 energetic boys, ages 7 and 5. We are in the middle of renovating our house. My husband Arcadius is juggling new work challenges. And even though we now live near family after nearly 20 years in the UK, that brings its own beautiful chaos. More people to coordinate with, more expectations to navigate. And here is what I notice every year. The moment December arrives, this invisible pressure descends. It's not just about Christmas Day anymore. It's about the entire production we're supposed to stage for the month leading up to it. The statistics are staggering. According to research from the UK's Money charity, British families spend an average of £740 on Christmas, with a significant portion of that creating debt that lasts well into the following year. Polish families, while typically spending less, still report Christmas-related financial stress as a major source of marital conflict in December and January. But it's not just money. It's time. It's energy. It's this exhaustion performance for perfect family life that nobody actually enjoys creating. A 2019 study in the Journal of Consumer Research found that Christmas shopping and preparation triggers the same stress response in women's bodies as work deadlines. Your cortisol spikes, your sleep suffers, your patience with your husband and children evaporates. And here is the tragic irony. We are doing all of this supposedly to celebrate the birth of Christ, who entered the world in the simplest, quietest, most unhurried way imaginable. Born in a stable, announced to shepherds, welcomed by the poorest people in society. Advent isn't meant to be busy. the entire liturgical purpose of these 4 weeks is preparation through stillness, not through frantic activity. The Latin word adventus means coming or arrival. It's a season of waiting, of expectation, of sitting in darkness and watching for the light. We were reminded recently that Mary and Joseph didn't throw elaborate parties or stress about decorations. They made a long, uncomfortable journey. They knocked on doors that wouldn't open. They ended up in a stable. And somehow, that became the most sacred night in human history. Now, here is where the reproductive endocrinology becomes relevant. This seasonal chaos doesn't just affect your mood or your marriage. It affects your physical body in very specific ways. Winter already asks more of women's bodies. Shorter days mean less light exposure, which impacts both your circadian rhythm and your hormonal balance. Your melatonin production increases. Your body naturally wants to conserve energy. And if you're cycling, your luteal phase, that 2-week period between ovulation and menstruation, becomes even more sensitive during these darker months. A 2020 study in psychoneuroendocrinology found that women experience more pronounced PMS symptoms during winter months, particularly mood changes, fatigue, and increased stress sensitivity. Your body is literally telling you, slow down, rest, conserve. But what are we doing instead? We're running around shops, we're staying up late wrapping presents, we're hosting gatherings, we're saying yes to everything. And then we wonder why December feels so hard. Let me share something fascinating from neuroscience that completely changed how I approach this season. Dr. Sarah Hill, in her book This Is Your Brain on Birth Control, explains something crucial about the luteal phase that most women don't realize. During your luteal phase, roughly days 15 to 28 of your cycle, your progesterone levels rise significantly. Progesterone is a calming hormone, but it's also the hormone that makes you more aware of problems in your environment and more protective of your resources and energy. From an evolutionary perspective, this makes perfect sense. Your body is preparing for potential pregnancy. It's becoming more cautious, more selective about where you spend your energy, more attuned to threats or stresses. Dr. Hill's research shows that women in the luteal phase are significantly better at identifying problems and risks. You're not being difficult or negative. Your brain is literally functioning differently, scanning for issues that need addressing before you could safely carry and nurture new life. Now combine that with winter. Research from the University of Basel found that women's bodies are more sensitive to reduced daylight during the luteal phase specifically. Your serotonin levels, already affected by rising progesterone, drop further with less sun exposure. Add Christmas chaos on top of that, and you created a perfect storm. A 2018 study in the Journal of Affective Disorders found that women report peak stress levels in mid-December, with symptoms that closely mirror severe PMS. Irritability, fatigue, difficulty concentrating, and what they called emotional overwhelm. But here is what grabbed my attention. The same study found that women who maintained regular light exercise during this period, particularly outdoor walking, experience significantly fewer severe symptoms. So when you're in your luteal phase and feeling exhausted, exercise sounds impossible. Your body is telling you to rest, to conserve energy. And there is truth to that. You shouldn't be doing intense workouts or pushing yourself hard. But gentle movement, particularly walking outdoors in natural light, does something remarkable for your hormonal balance during this phase. Research published in Sports Medicine demonstrated that moderate walking 20 to 30 minutes at a comfortable pace during the luteal phase reduces cortisol levels by up to 15%, improves progesterone metabolism, increases endorphin production, enhances sleep quality that same night. The outdoor component matters too. Even winter daylight provides enough light exposure to support serotonin production. A Norwegian study found that women who walked outdoors for 30 minutes during December experienced 40% fewer mood disturbances compared to those who stayed primarily indoors. Here in our Polish village, I've discovered something beautiful about winter that I never quite appreciated during our years in the UK. The cold, crisp air, -25 Celsius degrees, the absolute stillness in the fields, the way sand travels differently in winter. When I'm in my luteal phase during Advent, which seems to happen almost every year, I've learned that my daily walk isn't just exercise. It's medicine. It's prayer. It's the reset button my hormones desperately need. And interestingly, it aligns perfectly with what Advent is supposed to be about. Stepping away from the noise, walking in the darkness, preparing quietly for the light. So how do we actually do this? How do we reclaim Advent as a season of peace instead of chaos? You can simply make a list right now of what you are saying no to this December. Like, no to excessive gift giving. No to elaborate baking, unless you genuinely enjoy it. No to every party invitation. No to decorating the entire house, indoor and outdoor. No to perfect family photos. That takes forever. And no to Pinterest standards. Write these down. Put them somewhere visible, because the pressure will come, the invitations will arrive, and the comparisons will creep in. And you will need to remember, your job during Advent is not to impress anyone. Your job is to prepare your heart for Christ's coming. Now a bit about marriage. December destroys marriage. I've seen it. The research confirms it. Relationship counseling bookings spike in January for a reason. To protect your marriage during Advent by doing at least one of the proposed things. Having one weekly marriage check-in, like 15 minutes, no children, honest conversation. Praying together daily, even if it's just 5 minutes. Acknowledging to each other when you're stressed rather than taking it out on each other. And maintaining physical affection even when you're exhausted. So as we approach Christmas in our little Polish village, attending Mass in our small church every Sunday, and we've recently been reminded that Mary's Advent was spent traveling to Bethlehem, not decorating, not shopping, not entertaining, walking, waiting, trusting. Your body, especially during your luteal phase in these darker winter months, is inviting you to that same simplicity. It's not failing you, It's guiding you toward what Advent is actually meant to be. Before we finish, I want to encourage you to engage with this content more deeply. You can explore our previous episodes of Beyond a Happy Marriage or on Spotify or YouTube, or you can visit natprofam.com, where you will find additional blog posts about marriage and FP. Thank you for walking this journey with me. May your Advent be peaceful, your body be honored, and your marriage be strengthened. Until next time, remember, the light is coming. We don't need to manufacture it ourselves.